Hello, this is Jim Lipuma, and I'm doing a recording of the Camtasia Relay version of the final showcase. One thing that you may notice is that I had to move up all the content higher on the screen so that Camtasia Relay did not cut off the bottom of my slides. This reduces the amount of space. I've left the fonts the same. This first page must be removed. If you are going to use any or all of this template sample, please delete this page. This tells you general information of how to use the template. You are not required to use Relay. You are not required to record. If you wish, you can simply insert your text into the slides or in the notes field and I will read it. You can also do some other version that does not require use of PowerPoint at all. This first slide is actually the beginning of your paper. If you notice, you would have to change your name because your name is not Sandpaper. And if you are not in section 101, please change that as well. This is very plain. I use simple Times New Roman with font sizes that were easy to read. I strongly recommend that you make this your own. Use your own style, your own fonts, your own sizes. If you'd like to use a theme or background or images, you're more than welcome to do that. This is your choice. One note, however, if you use Camtasia, it will have some trouble with overlaying video. So if you have a video clip you're trying to show or embed, it will have trouble looking at it. It is better to record things separately and give us a link to multiple Camtasia Relay presentations. This is the first page, and you can use this language almost exactly as I have it. If you'd like to change it, you're also welcome. The links in this page go right to the documents. One benefit of Camtasia Relay is that these links are clickable and should automatically open. This is now being recorded so that we could read it. The problem is this is now in the recording, and so that I would have to read as you scroll up and down. If you use the PowerPoint version, we can do it. Realize, however, that if you prefer not to, we will also automatically be able to leave the Camtasia Relay and have on another side the video running while we look at your documents. If you are not in the face-to-face section, it is important for you to change the English 352 course syllabus to fit the distance learning section. The next page, this is the first page where I've actually included content. I thought that it made sense to break the rubrics into general things that apply to almost all of your documents or can be seen in most of them, versus the task-specific criteria, which were related to things that you would want to direct us to in one or more of your actual documents. On the right-hand side, you can actually see I've included samples for you to choose from. These are just that, samples. You do not need to use this font color, style. You do not need to use these names. Some people may even choose to include next to them the grades you received on these documents as part of your argument as to why you deserve a good grade and why this showcase is good. When I built each one of these links, I highlighted the text box, not the text, and hyperlink that. In this way, I could change the font color, style, underlining, and all that. If in PowerPoint you choose to actually use the link version where you hyperlink the text after you've highlighted it, that will also work, but that brings with it the default settings for hyperlinking, which is a very light blue that's automatically underlined. This next slide is the first one that actually looks at what you did. This is document design, and I felt that the resume showed this, but most of your other documents do. I need to reemphasize that if you see this yellow box, it should be deleted. This is my words to you that you can read. Also, if you don't wish to include the rubric information or you want to make it smaller or move it, that's fine. The location of the header and the type of materials you include and where you put them is up to you. Please make this your own presentation. This is just a sample. The next one is target awareness, and it talks about adapting tone, which usually means showing us more than one object to look at. That way you can show in this I did this kind of tone, and that I did that kind of tone. You have numbers of ways to show this, and I don't think it's that difficult. You can also show us more than one thing. If you'd like to specifically tell us about your tone, you can, or we'll have to read for ourselves. Next is citations. This has a number of different ways to be done. The citations can be simply shown to us in a document you did in which you cited, for example, in the web critique or your proposal or your Wikipedia thing, or you can give us a link to your Wikipedia page in which we'll go live and look at the references you included as long as you feel that those were cited correctly. After that, we have judging quality. You've done this in a number of different places, specifically in the web critique, but you've talked about quality in other people's presentations so that you can talk about that as well, and also in your Wikipedia memo to me. Next is the idea of being able to make and respond to constructive criticism. You can talk about Moodle posts. You can talk about the presentations you made. You can talk about rough drafts where that I made comments and you fixed them on your resume, on any of your assignments. Again, this is up to you. There are numbers of ways where you can show us that you responded to and made constructive criticism. Lastly is your overall showcase. Now in this case, this is where you have to not only talk about what you did in the showcase so that you met all the criteria, but those criteria relate to what you learned in the class. Here you can put an argument about why what you did in the class deserves a good grade. When I read through this presentation, when I hear what you've said, hopefully I will see that by the end of the semester, you have been able to understand what it was I was trying to teach you, and you accomplished it well. Whatever grade you think you deserve, that you might want to make an argument for that, or you can include your final grade memo here as well. Thank you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me.